All right. Tribulation Day 17 continues. Yesterday, I kind of took the show on the road, and man, all I can tell you is the process for getting a video to YouTube sucks when I got to use a camera using a mini DV tape, because the rendering time just takes forever, and I had to split what I did yesterday into two chunks, part 1 and part 2, but it just took me forever to get it up. So anyway, I'm back into the studio using the computer camera again today. I'm going to just kind of try and move things along so that this doesn't stretch out to be too long. The weather in San Jose continues to be screwed up, cold. It's like June 2nd. I'm going to be going up to Reno for my older brother's 50th birthday this weekend, and here it's like June 2nd, and he's telling us it's snowing there, like every night, So anybody that says this weather isn't just a little bit unusual, hey, pull your head out of the sand. Yesterday I kind of talked about a few things on the financial side. The Congress, the House of Republicans took a vote on the debt ceiling, and of course it failed. President Obama, met with all the Republicans today. What did it accomplish? Pretty much nothing. They said they agreed to disagree, which, means, at least to the taxpayers, hey, screw you, like accomplishing nothing. So the whole debt situation and the economy falling apart is, happening. All the economic news is just really bad. The housing market's in the tank. Unemployment's going up. And, speaking of unemployment, I've been unemployed forever, man. So that's half the reason I'm doing this blog, just to kind of stay busy. But, like I said, life nowadays is, seems like it's upside down or fake. The unemployment numbers are fake because it's actually, the unemployment is way, way higher. For me, like, the world being upside down is like when I look at job listings, like on Craigslist or wherever, if I see a job that says, for one of the things that it's looking for, it says, hey, must speak English fluently. Well, you know what? I'm an American, so you think that would give me an edge. But you know what? That's really double speak for, hey, if you're a white guy, don't bother to apply. So, basically, I don't even send in applications to those kinds of jobs, which, basically eliminates just a ton of, like, lower wage scale jobs for me. The other thing is, I'm turning 49, and, your age in the workforce is like an anchor around your neck. I have diabetes as well, but, in most companies today, if you're over 40, it's like you're obsolete, man, and it's like there's no upgrading your ass, and the truth be told, younger people are more up to date, up to speed. Young people have access to technology more than older people do. And, the thing about humans is we kind of grow up, and whatever technology is around us, CDs, DVDs, we kind of get stuck in place or used to using something. So you because you're stuck, you're not necessarily always with the latest and greatest. And I worked at Apple Computers, man, for almost 18 years, and, companies are crazy because the oldest employees, which are the most experienced employees, you would think would have the best equipment, but that's not really how it works inside of companies, because when you come into the company, when you're brand new, probably young, you get a brand new computer system. So the system you're getting is the latest and greatest, and then you just kind of keep that system until it blows up, which could be 10 years later. But at that point, you're a 10-year veteran, but you've got a 10-year-old system, whereas the guy that's the green-nosed rookie comes in and gets the brand new latest and greatest system. So, you know what? Our system is kind of set up to where we all become, obsolete or outdated. And, that's another thing I'm kind of fighting when it comes to the employment situation. the other big thing kind of popping in the news is the E.coli outbreak with the food over in Germany. They're up to like 17 people died and 1,500 people are sick, and they don't even know yet where it's coming from. But I'll just tell you myself, I think, that's part of this tribulation, that there's more and more E.coli outbreaks happening, and just diseases and germs and whatever, and, I think it's going to continue and get worse. So, we'll just have to keep following that. And, finally, some of the things that I might talk about with tribulations, can border on the, conspiracy, or just, on the edge, like if we talk about aliens or the return of Nibiru, that kind of stuff. Some people roll their eyes and, they're just like, oh, that's pure fantasy. But, I'm willing to discuss those things. Yesterday, or it might have been the day before, I was kind of mentioning, a phrase that I see that's definitely in the Bible is a phrase called the Day of Atonement. And it's kind of a reference point to right as the tribulation kind of comes to a head, that maybe there's this like day of judgment, where everybody's accountable before, the end comes, or whatever the next phase is. But what was fascinating about the Day of Atonement is, I was born on July 10th, and the Day of Atonement is the 7th month, the 10th day. Now, it is on the Jewish calendar, which means for them it's more like September. But, the other thing that I found interesting, and, I've read books that use a lot of numerology, so I don't get hung up on numbers, but they are interesting. And I've always kind of felt in my lifetime I have a connection somehow to this cycle, this event. My whole life I've kind of felt that I would be alive to witness something just monumental, around my 50th birthday. But, the whole Day of Atonement in the Jewish, tradition, they do 49 years of Jubilee, where everybody accumulates debt, but on the 50th year, which is the Year of Atonement, like all debts are forgiven. And, I turned 50 next year in 2012, and, maybe if the Day of Atonement happens in that year, is it all the numbers just random, or do they actually mean something? And is that what my goal and purpose is right now, is to just be a part of whatever's going to happen there? Well, anyway, you know what? It's Tribulation Day 17. I got things to do. I got to get my bags packed. I'm going to take this show on the road. Going to take the laptop up to Reno, so we'll maybe get some Tribulation up there. So, keep the faith. Stay positive. Maybe I'll dedicate a blog or two to just talking about positive things within the Tribulation instead of always being negative. But anyway, peace out. And everybody have a good weekend.